That's the edge of the wilds, where Jawson and his boys disappeared. The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two. Kid's faster than a slinger with those guns.
So these pistols, I don't use them too often, but they're pretty decent. And the whole gimmick to the pistols is that there is no limit to how fast they can fire. It entirely depends on how fast you can press the button. There's a little trick to this if you're not playing with a gamepad. If you were to, say, mouse the button for the guns, or map the button for the guns to, say, your scroll wheel, and then you just scroll your mouse wheel really fast, you shoot these bullets insanely fast.
Savage things lurking at every turn. Good thing pincushions can't see where they're shooting.
Yeah, pincushions can be a pain too. There is a tonic we can get later on that makes these guys kind of helpful for healing yourself, actually.
Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. They shouldn't have let the guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. All too easy to lose one's way out in the wilds. Wallflowers survive the Calamity. Same goes for the kid. Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot.
Now, the other good thing about these guys, aside from one of the tonics, making these guys a good opportunity to heal yourself, is that since all the enemies have friendly fire on, it's pretty easy to reflect these needles to hit other enemies. Oh, the other thing right now is the pistols have a bit of a bullet scatter. They aren't 100% accurate. The farther they go, the more they start to scatter, so not every bullet will hit people from far away.
Slinger Jawson's old outpost is all that's left of him. A handful of windbag shipments made it out this far. The kid's seen the last of them.
Also, these flowers here, if you shoot them, they close up and then you can't hurt them anymore.
Pow gives a wallflower a taste of its own medicine. Don't ever turn your back on a pincushion.
You can hurt those types of enemies, though, if you have a weapon that has an armor-piercing upgrade, because certain enemies do have armor on them that makes it so that they're just completely impervious to damage. But there are some weapons where you can upgrade them to pierce straight through the armor.
Kid's roused up half the wilds by now. Then Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals.
Lunkheads are also another enemy with armor. In front of them, at least. Can't hurt them that way. Gotta hit them from behind.
The Calamity must have scrambled their eggs.
Also, when lunkheads die, their heads shoot up into the air, and then later on, their heads fall down, and usually get close to hitting you.
Wild green vine apples, about the only good thing out here. Sees a smooth black stone coughed up by the Calamity. Be seeing plenty more. The wilds already reclaimed this place. He's anxious to get back.
If I remember correctly, there's some weird little thing here. Can't remember if it's just from examining it. But you see these little circles around the black rock. These same circles are around the little pad to leave the level. And if I remember correctly, they eventually light up for some reason.
After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The Calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health. Want to stay alive in the wilds, pack a pair of pistols and a good blade.
Unfortunately, I can't show off... Oh wait, yes I can. Never mind. Well, for the first upgrade, either just extra ammo capacity, or you can get rid of the bullet scatter, and there's already a fair amount of bullets in the gun, so I think bullet scatter is better.
Takes a lot of moving pieces to make a dependable sidearm. The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
Now, here is a proving ground that's pretty hard.
Slinger Range is where the city's quickest pistoliers put themselves to the test. You have to think fast to survive the wilds, and none thought faster than the Slingers. They could shoot their pistols with the speed of a machine.
Alright, now let's see if I can do this, get first place on this one without cheesing it.
They knew just when to start shooting, and when to stop. Those pistols could spit out rounds just as quick as you could pull the trigger. Learning to hold your fire could be its own challenge.
So these targets just randomly appear, and the longer they stay there, the amount of points you get from them decreases. I can't remember what the max score is if you were just to instantly take one out. But they want you to shoot absurdly fast with these pistols in order to get first place.
No matter how fast you are, you can always get faster.
Yeah, only second place. I believe the first place is near 100 points, 700 or more. I can always get close, but I've never managed to get first place without cheesing it.
The Slingers could plug you full of holes faster than you could say draw.
So the way to cheese this proving ground and a few others is if it has something to do with taking out targets fast, you need to do more damage without buying more upgrades, or if there aren't any more damage upgrades, is to equip Were Whiskey and then just roll off the level a couple times. Just so that you run out of enough health to activate Were Whiskey. This way, our pistols will do more damage per shot, which means we'll take out targets faster, which means we will get more points. Also, if you fire a bullet after taking out the target, you lose some points.
The Slingers like to edge each other out using customized pistols. I gotta say, kid's the fastest shot I ever seen.
And even after cheesing it with Were Whiskey, I was still only 64 points over. Oh, and we got first place in enough proving grounds to unlock one of the vigils.
He blew through Slinger Range like it was nothing.
How much does that get us? 5,000! Oh boy.
The dynasty, to the families of the city, all reunited.
See if there are any upgrade materials left. Now we have dual decider for the pistols, might as well get that. Whale Ale and Stab Synth? Why not? Let's just buy everything. Now Stab Synth is a tonic that makes you shoot needles everywhere once you get hit. The needles don't do a lot of damage, but it still hurts everything around you.
Stab Synth is like drinking a cool breeze. Just don't go spitting needles everywhere.
Let's see. Faster reload or more damage? Reload is a little slow, but I like more damage, I think.
He's made a right comfortable bed for all those bullets.
And then you have an interesting one that makes bullets ricochet on contact with enemies, or the bullets will go through enemies and can hit others. Just one though. Just one penetration. I think the bow and arrow is more useful for target penetration, so let's go with ricochet.
That ought to give those dueling pistols a little extra kick.
Speaking of the bow... Oh, we already maxed out the bow. What about the hammer? I think we'll stay away from the hammer for now. Now, is there anything else? Nope.
The less said about Jawson Bog, the better. That place will eat your mind. After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, it's somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Liura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of Caelondia's famous watering holes. The security's just an empty statement. Would you look at what he did to poor old Ronnie, the bartender? Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pith, the bull. The gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone. Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole.
Here's a new enemy.
Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels.
So yeah, if you get stuck in the bootlicker's little blast here, you get caught in a bunch of thorns and then you can't move until you break them.
Disgusting things. Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak.
So this guy by himself isn't too much of a problem. It's when he brings out a whole lot of enemies that he gets a lot more bothersome. You can actually counter the things he shoots at you, but very rarely will they actually get back to him and actually hit him. Also, I didn't get to talk about these enemies during the weird Jawson Bog. Oh, they died already. Oh well. The little green guys with the big eyes that have spikes on them, those are stink eyes. And they work kind of like boos. If you look at them, they close their eyes and they stop moving. And when their eyes are closed, they gain armor, so you can't really hurt them. I think you might actually do like single point damage when you hit them. They come in huge packs, and they can blow up on you, and that's why they're really dangerous. If a whole pack blows up on you, they can kill you. Oh, look at that. Another vigil.
They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind. Well, a kid prunes it down to size somehow. Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it. A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place.
So we already have all the structures built. So now, anytime we put in a shard, we can upgrade one of the structures, and it gets extra stuff in it. And right now I'm trying to remember which is the best. If we upgraded the shrine, we would get some extra idols. If we upgrade the Lost and Found, a whole bunch of new things will be available in the shop. The only upgrade that isn't that great, I think, is for the arts. Actually, let's upgrade the forge. That's a good one to upgrade right now.
The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city.
Before we check out the forge, I got a vigil to claim.
The Gravers, they are my justice. They seemed unstoppable.
Now that we have a master forge with a little star in the icon here, we have more upgrades. 2 more tiers, actually, for every single weapon. And they are very good upgrades, but they get quite expensive. So let's see, what do we got next for the bow? More damage, or arrows cause more damage over time. Lots of weapons have, like the 2nd tier upgrade, which more damage and damage over time. They'll appear a 2nd time in, like, the 4th tier, so you can either go with one of each, or you can equip both, and the upgrades will stack with each other. So if you got both damage over time, well, each arrow would do damage over time, but just more damage over time. Let's see. Well, I think I want to keep more money for when we get some new weapons, so we can upgrade those as well. We might get around to these earlier ones eventually, if not in this playthrough. The short bit I do on New Game Plus will show all the upgrades for all the weapons. So we leveled up, got another tonic slot. Let's try Whale Ale, which just makes all of our secret skills do 25% more damage. So let's go back to Bastion, or not Bastion, Bourbon. Hardy Punch, why not?
Now, Whale Ale ain't made from real whale, but it'll make you strong like one. The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan.
So next time we'll check out Rothus Lagoon.